Hey everyone, and by everyone I mean the maybe 10 or so people that might ever see this. This is the pressure gauge 400 challenge on the Ticket to Ride USA 1910 expansion pack playing the Mega game variant. So pressure gauge 400 means you have to score 400 or more points in one game. And the Mega variant means that you have 69 destination tickets in play, and to begin with each player is dealt 5 destination tickets and they have to keep at least 3, and then if they request any additional tickets, 4 are dealt and they have to keep at least 1. Okay, so we'll start playing. One of the important things is actually the track layout, so we'll go to that now. And here it is. This is ideally what you want to aim towards to maximise your points and achieve that pressure gauge 400. You can take different routes, you can vary it slightly. In fact, the original USA map, the maximum challenge there was called pressure gauge 240, and again you needed at least 240 points, which at the time seemed insane, let alone the 400 in the Mega Game variant. But to get the 200 points, the map layout is very similar, slightly different, but pretty similar. And I'll put a link in the description below to that. But if you play that map, you can definitely get 400 points. I almost got 400 points using that layout, and the reason I didn't is because I got greedy at the end, took a few more tickets. None of those tickets came to fruition, and I ended up losing more points than I was gaining. So this particular layout is the winning one for me, and it's the one I'd strongly suggest remembering, visualising and playing. And that's why I've taken my winning track layout, superimposed it over itself and blurred the background to make it really pop, so you can just see exactly kind of the layout that you need. I think remembering the names and the destinations are less important, it's more about how it visually looks. Okay, on with the game then. So, as I said, we need to take we're offered 5 tickets, we need to take at least 3. Looking at them, there's only 2 that we want. Denver to El Paso we don't want, but it's only 4 points, so we're going to take that one as well. So we have to remember to take those 4 points off at the end. In my previous video, where I achieved pressure gauge 240 on the standard USA map, I talked a lot about the strategy of playing against Marg. It's exactly the same on this, so rather than repeat myself, I think I'll just say, perhaps watch that in a bit more detail. But as a summary, you really want to start filling in some of the key routes, the key sort of parts of track that Marg likes to go for, and you won't always know. It depends on the destination tickets that Marg has got, but sometimes you'll see that as Marg lays track, you can see Marg is starting to come into areas of play that you might want. So a great example is the track that I've just laid there between Phoenix and Santa Fe. We need that piece of track. Marg looks like she might be coming down the map, and so kind of blocking that out, stopping her kind of going across the map at the bottom, is kind of a good move. As before, when Marg stacks cards, that's a great time for you to stack cards as well. Playing Kansas City to St. Louis there, just to make sure that we cover, again, a central area of the map that Marg wants. Now you can see she's gone straight down from Denver into Oklahoma City. It looks as though the route she's taking isn't going to be exactly the same as ours, but to be on the safe side, the first thing to do, Oklahoma to Kansas City, we've blocked that route, so we've maintained that. Chances are she probably doesn't want the 3 blues between Santa Fe and Oklahoma City. You can see she's just played the 6 track 15 point Los Angeles to El Paso. It's fine, we don't need that. Looks like we're going to be going over some similar bits of track, but not the same. So again, I played San Francisco to Los Angeles to make sure she doesn't go there. and likewise I'm just playing a 1 point Seattle to Portland, also to make sure that she doesn't use that part of the track to join up her train length. Again, so I fill in above that as well, Vancouver to Seattle, and start on the right hand side just to basically pad things out. So what we want to do is be conscious of where Marg is playing and play in advance, spaces in advance that she might want, and block them. To be on the safe side, I've just played Santa Fe to Oklahoma City. Normally I'd leave that blank, and the reason is it's good to leave at least 2 destinations at the end, and those 2 destinations need to have at least 6 points between them. Ideally you want a 3-point track, not 6 points, 6 spaces. So you want a piece of track that requires 3 trains, and ideally a piece of track that requires either 3, 4 or 5 trains. And that reason will become more apparent at the end. You don't want to be lumbered with the 1 and 2 track lengths, because you'll get down to your last kind of 3, 4 pieces of track. Marg will beat you to it. She'll just lay some track and it'll be game over. So if you leave a good kind of 6 or 7 track lengths right at the very end, and leave them in strategic places where you haven't quite completed your route, what you'll actually find is that Marg goes into almost like a loop. She starts drawing cards. She draws cards and gives you the opportunity to draw tickets. And it's clearly intentional, because there's absolutely no way you'd be able to draw the number of cards required if you couldn't force Marg into that kind of drawing train card loop. I think it's normally about 30 or so cards that you can win with. And if you imagine 30 destination tickets, that could easily take you 15 to 20 draws. And if you did that right from the very beginning, you'd very, very quickly find that Marg has laid all the pieces of track that she needs and finished the game. So the aim of the game is to prolong it, and also to lay as much relevant track as you can, and especially pad out the small pieces. So here we go. We've now got to that kind of end game stage. You can see between Los Angeles and Phoenix there's a 3 grey square area that I need, and you can see also between Seattle and Portland and San Francisco, I've got 4 green cards, and I've got some of the Joker train cards. I need 5 there, so I've got 8 trains left in my kitty, and I've got 8 available spaces to play, and that's across 2 destinations. And you can see, just watch, Marg is drawing cards and drawing cards, it's giving me the opportunity to draw more and more tickets. So it's a good hand there. A 17 point and a 19 point card. So looking, I've got 7 completed now. And is this 8? Yeah, 8 completed. I've got 3 that aren't complete. So 11. So I need to get up to about 30. So I'm just kind of checking to see whether the new destination tickets will go along the train route that I've put down, and just picking up the ones that do. So here we go. Again, there's only one there, a 9 point Montreal to Atlanta. That's great, I'll take that. This is why you can see, sometimes you can draw 4 cards and there's only 1 that you want. Sometimes you can draw 4 cards and there's actually none that you want. You really, in that situation, obviously need to take the lowest scoring points on the ticket, because you're going to have those deducted at the end. I think fairly soon you'll see me pull up my calculator. I cut the video and resume it at the point at which I've added up the number of points that I've got, but it will get to a point where I kind of have about 30 cards in my hand, and I need to start counting to kind of work out what points I've got. So here we go, I've got 20 at the moment, 10 complete, 10 to go. it's kind of really interesting. There have been a few times where I've got right to the end, drawn a couple of cards, and then Marga's just laid her last few trains. But more often than not, if you can get to a point at the very end where you've only got 2 pieces of track left to lay, you can start drawing tickets, and as you can see, Marg just goes into this huge loop of just basically taking train tickets. Good one there. Las Vegas to Miami, 21 points, and also Boston to Washington for 4 points. So we're definitely kind of clocking up the points there, but 400 is a lot of points when some of the pieces of track are only worth 4 as a destination, or in some cases I think the lowest is 2. There we go, only 1 there, but it scored 19, so it's all good. So I've got 30 cards at the moment, 16 in need of doing and 14, and there you go. This is where I cut and move to the video. I've got 382 points as I've calculated it. I do actually go back and recalculate it just to make sure. In theory, 382 points is enough. I can't recall whether or not I included, if I took out the cards that were the ones I couldn't do. There we go, that one, 2 points. I took 1 more card just to be on the safe side, but I only got 2 more points. There we go, 378. So I've worked it out again, and I've kind of realised that I'm only getting 378 points. So I take more cards. Fortunately, I was extremely lucky. 3 cards, all high scoring, a 12, a 10 and a 20 pointer. That will take me definitely over 400. And remember, when you count your score, what you need to consider is the points you've already got. So you can see bottom right hand side, I've already got 45 points, so that's going to be a starting point before you consider my destination tickets. Then you need to consider all the destination tickets that you've got and add the values up there. We can see, there we go. I'm just laying the last couple of bits of track, and here we go, here's the last bit. Excellent. It's now going to just cycle through and complete all the tracks, all the tracks that it can complete. Have to excuse me, I paused my VPN for 15 minutes just because for some reason, if I don't, when I complete the game, it doesn't always come up and show me, doesn't always synchronise and sort of show me what I've achieved. I think with the VPN on, it doesn't always talk to Microsoft servers properly. But anyway, ignoring that, we can see we've got 34 tickets. Not all of them are going to be complete, but most of them will. As I said, you need to consider the points that you've already got from laying the track, which is in the bottom right hand side. When I laid those last few bits of track, I'm up to 59 points. You need to consider obviously the value of all the track that you've got, and take away the ones that you can't complete. And also, what I didn't factor in was, of course, if you've got the longest train at the end, you're going to score another 10 points. And in this variant, if you've got the most number of tickets, you're also going to get another bonus 15 points. So for having the most number of tickets, which you absolutely 100% will, and likewise the longest train, which you 100% will, if you get this far, that's 25 points that you can add on at the end. So it really is very achievable to score 400 points in this game. So you can see it's cycling through the, 23, 22 left to go through. You can skip this if you want to. I find it kind of quite cathartic, quite interesting to just watch and see it cycle through. You can of course click the 2 blue arrows if you're playing, just above your train pieces in the centre, and that will just skip it right to the end and just tell you what your points are. You don't have to watch it go through and tot it all up. But it's only a few minutes. There we go, there's one I didn't get. Duluth to Dallas, that's 7 points that I lost there. I can see there's 2 that we haven't got. I don't know what the first one was that it flagged. Maybe it was Denver to El Paso, because I know we definitely didn't get that one. I'm not sure what the other route is. There we go, we're nearly there. There's my little 2-pointer. There we go. This ticket for the 400. And now definitely 32 tickets complete, 2 that weren't complete, 427 points. Now of course I'm also going to get the bonuses. So here's the longest track. That's going to put me up to 437. And here we go, 32 complete cards. Almost run out of space on the screen. That's going to give us a 15-point bonus. There we go, we've covered up the scores now, but fortunately it disappears off and we can see 452, 452 points. And there we go, my VPN's off and my little challenge has popped up to say I've completed it. And you can see, pressure gauge 400 complete. I hope that's helped. Hope you managed to score 400 in your games. Thanks for watching.